Author Robert Boyd, he's the author of Before the Storm, The Formative Years of America's Last Great Band. Bleach, released in 1989. It's received with critical acclaim, but it's not the commercial hit that would come with the next album, as we know. We're still at the height of the hair band era. A band like Nirvana, they've got a following, but they're not getting radio airplay and MTV and anything like that. But 2 years later, all of those hair bands gone thanks to Nevermind. I never have seen anything like it before or since, an album blow up like that. I think you're around the same age as me. I was in college. This is fall of 91. And I remember my roommate had Nevermind. The single Smells Like Teen Spirit had just come out. He was really into like a lot of the alternative bands. He was a big Jane's Addiction fan. So he was a little bit more in the know on it. So I remember looking at it, I was like, who is this? You know, you got to hear it. Really, it was like within a month or two, they were huge.
I was only in my early teens at the time. In '92, after the album was released, is when I really experienced the pull of Nevermind. There has been no band that I know of that has had such an impact in so many ways, clothing, culturally, in so many factors as Nirvana. The music, of course, is incredible, but the impact, it hasn't been seen since.
There's a great story. I just looked it up, September 26, 1991. Nirvana, still unknown at that time. I think they just released Smells Like Teen Spirit. I was going to college at Southern Connecticut State University in New Haven, and they played
At the Moon.
At the Moon, and it's on YouTube. There's like 50 people there, maybe 100. It was right down the road from where the dorm I was in. It's mind-blowing to watch that because you're seeing a band playing in this little tiny club. Chris's head is almost hitting the ceiling. It's so small. 2 months later, they're gigantic.
Throughout that entire
It's amazing
tour.
to watch.
Yeah, throughout that entire tour in September, late September and early October, their video was number one on MTV. They're selling hundreds of thousands of albums, and they're playing in clubs the size of a basement. And they're in October, they played in Texas, and the club is just jam-packed. I mean, you couldn't fit another body in. It was at that particular show that Kurt decides to crowd surf. He gets into an altercation with a bouncer. It's a pretty well-known clip, but that was how that tour was. It was just a sweaty mess of bodies at every stop.
And Geffen didn't even think it was going to be, I don't know, I think they had an estimated sales number. They said they maybe expected like 50,000 copies or something like that.
There were about 100,000 copies printed between the UK and US. So there was a period of time after Nevermind was released and Smells Like Teen Spirit, the video was playing every, 15 minutes practically on MTV, that Geffen suspended pressings on albums except Nevermind. They had to catch up. In the UK, there were so few copies available, if any. People were just making tapes, trading tapes amongst themselves until the album became available once again.